Are you someone that perceives yourself to be open and vulnerable with people? And you might even take some pride in being so open? If so, then this video is for you. I'm going to be talking about a defense mechanism called the honesty con. It's something that a lot of us do, but we're not even aware that we're doing it because it's a blind spot that we have. A blind spot to ourselves, and we're doing it towards other people as well. So we're going to take some time to identify what is an honesty con, and then how can you get beyond this? How can you start to uncover your blind spots and move through them and be more open and honest and vulnerable with the depths of your being? An honesty con is when you reveal vulnerable things about yourself and you give people the impression that you're a very open person. However, you're hiding those parts that are the most vulnerable, the most intimate behind your back. Now, a lot of times people are often hiding them from themselves. They're not aware that they're keeping something that they're not telling from other people. Otherwise, you wouldn't be identified as a vulnerable, open, transparent person. I'm an open book. So it takes some time to get still and to go within, to go deeper into those reflections, to find what is it that I'm hiding from other people. One of the exercises that I recommend to get in touch with this is to finish off the sentence stem. What I don't want you to know about me is. Now take this as a journal assignment. Take some time where you're by yourself, you're in a safe atmosphere, so you can really go within and find those parts that you're trying to hide. What I don't want you to know about me is, and list it out. Put the big things, the small things, anything that comes to the surface that you wouldn't want people to know. Even if it's just this much that you don't want them to know, still put it down on paper. Because with the honesty con, sometimes we're like, yeah, I'm fine. That person knows it. That person knows it. But still, if there's something there, put it down on paper and then you can look at it and reflect upon it later. Also, when you put it down on paper, it'll be more into your conscious awareness. And as you're moving through the day and interacting with people, you'll see, how much do I reveal this about myself? And how much do I reveal that about myself? You might become more attuned to your own honesty con without the need of outside reflection. You can also ask yourself this question when you're in the presence of different people and see where it comes up. So as I said, it's going to take some stillness to be able to contemplate and reach those deeper parts of yourself. I recommend that you don't go looking for the big anxiety of what it is that you're really trying to hide, but look for the subtle things. When something comes up and you're like, oh, I really hope I don't reveal that about myself to this person, or that they didn't notice that. So where there's just a little bit of pullback inside of you. Learning about the honesty con was a big wake-up call for me, as I was somebody who perceived myself to be very open and transparent. I taught Tantra workshops for over a decade where I talked about my sexuality and my relationships. I shared a lot of personal stories in how I taught. So I appeared to be very open and vulnerable. However, I didn't realize that I was hiding some of the most vulnerable things. When I became aware of the honesty con and I was living with these questions inside of me, somebody once asked me a question in a workshop about kalas. And when I went to answer it, to speak from a personal standpoint, I realized that I often answered it in a very vague way when I talked about my own personal experience. The thing is that it was hard for me to manifest kalas, and I felt a bit of shame around that. It's a big thing in the tantric circles, and by not being able to have it easily, I felt like I was sexually blocked, and it brought up an imposter syndrome feeling around being a tantra teacher. And so I often would talk about it in a way that didn't reveal this insecurity that I had, or the honesty of how much I was able to actually produce the kalas. And in that moment, when I felt that little thing stir inside of me, I used that opportunity to speak directly to her question, to speak about my insecurity and my vulnerability around this. And I freed myself from that shame in that moment. And it's been so much more easy to talk about it ever since. So this is another way that you can work on identifying your honesty con. What are the places where you are trying to put forth a certain image that doesn't really line up with what's going on, with how you're acting, how you're thinking, the ways that you feel? Look for those times where you're letting people believe something about you, where you're not actually lying, but you're also not telling the full truth. Or find those places where you're exaggerating or hiding something because you don't want people to know this about you. Those moments will help you to get in touch with your honesty con. And when you see it, Go deeper in, find the shame, and then see if you're ready to reveal those things, the deeper vulnerabilities, the deeper truths about yourself. It'll help you to see what images and identities that you're attached to and holding on to, how you want people to perceive you. And so then you can start to be more free in just being spontaneous and authentic in the moment, moving from one identity to the other. Another approach that you can take to get in touch with your honesty con is through group work. I have found this to be one of the best ways to be able to uncover your blind spots. There are so many ways that your subconscious expresses itself, and people pick up on that. And when you come together with a shared intention to show up authentically, to give each other honest feedback, and to hold each other in a supportive container where it's okay to reveal all of these things about yourself that you think make you unlovable and that cause people to reject you. When you come together in that kind of space, you're able to see each other so clearly. You're able to see yourself so clearly. By looking at somebody else and learning about them and the depths of their ego and their defense mechanisms, you learn so much more about yourself. And this is a fantastic way to uncover your blind spots. A lot of us have this honesty con, and as I said, we don't even know that we have it. So to summarize how you can identify your honesty con, you can do a journal exercise where you finish the sentence stem, what I don't want you to know about me is. You can pay attention to that little resistance that comes up inside of you. You can look for where you're hiding the truth or you're exaggerating the truth, the things that you don't want people to know about you. And in that, then you can practice revealing those things and see what it is that happens. And then you can also do group work. If you're interested in doing this kind of group work, where it will facilitate a deep transformation, I encourage you to check out my signature retreat, the Intimate Transformation Intensive. I'll put a link below where you can learn more about this month-long retreat where a small group of people come together and explore all aspects of their relationship, their emotions, their sexuality, the way that they communicate. Every aspect of your life is something that we investigate and inquire into. People have come in as one person and they've walked out as another. It's been life transforming for many people. So I encourage you to check it out, read the testimonials, and see if it feels like a good fit for you, especially if you want to get in touch with your blind spots and reveal your honesty cons. I hope this video was helpful for you in your path of personal discovery. And please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you get my weekly videos on how to live a more full, free, and fearless life.